top of the show, we talked about vaginal rejuvenation, a taboo subject, but it's taboo no longer.
That's right. We actually co-hosted an event with the very prestigious plastic surgeon, Dr. Sheila Nazarian, who explains in detail the procedure. So I'm honored to interview Dr. Sheila Nazarian.
Hi, how are you? Thank you.
I'm very excited. We're here in her beautiful office. I love it, here in Beverly Hills. First of all, congratulations for all your accomplishments.
Thank you so much. We've worked hard, but it was all worth it.
Definitely. And one thing that I love about Dr. Sheila Nazarian is that, you know, just like Latinas, she never forgets where she came from. She's always so proud of her roots. And she has an amazing immigrant story, although you were born in New York, right?
Yes, I was born in New York. I think my mom was 9 months pregnant when she came. I was kind of an anchor baby. I was born, and then a month later we went back to Iran, and then the revolution started, and we were kind of stuck. So when I was about 6 years old, we actually escaped on the back of a pickup truck.
Wow.
Went through Pakistan, then Vienna, and then came to the States once we got our visa. And, same thing, came here in the first grade, didn't speak English. I had a mustache. Going through the whole, adaptation. I was in ESL. But you sort of make do, and I think it made me a stronger person, and it really helped me, I think, drive me and sort of make me appreciative of the opportunities that we have in this country, and sort of made me what I am today.
Definitely. And she's a rock star. You you are so popular on Instagram, and you have a lot of celebrities come because you have so many amazing cutting edge procedures. So we're going to talk about some of those procedures, but before we go there, what's one tip or one kind of piece of advice that you could give a woman that's listening to us today that maybe is struggling to get to a place where she's proud of her accomplishments?
Yeah, I think especially with immigrants, I think there's kind of a taboo around taking care of yourself, especially if you're a mother. I think that, I see women in their 40s and 50s that are like, I can't believe I'm sitting here. I feel guilty that I'm even doing something for myself.
Right.
Meanwhile, the millennials are all about preventative, and they're have no problems taking care of themselves, spending money on themselves in order to age well. So I think really the first thing is you have to take that step, and you have to believe that it's okay to do something for yourself. And honestly, you're setting an example for your kids.
Right.
A lot of the moms come in and they're like, I can't believe I'm doing this for myself. I'm like, do you want your kids to feel the same way when they're your age? And they're like, no. Then set the example.
Right.
Take care of yourself, and you're teaching your kids that mommy matters, and that they matter when they're a mom too, and that they should take care of themselves.
And we partnered up with you to talk about these other cutting edge devices that are very interesting, could be very helpful for some women. Talk to us about the Halo and Diva.
Yeah. So there's a great company called Sciton, and they have a wonderful device called the Sciton Jewel, which is basically like a base platform. And it has two different treatments, actually many different treatments, but the two we're going to talk about today, one of them is Halo. Halo is 2 lasers in one, and it's a 1470 wavelength, which basically treats the sun damage that you see right away. And it's also got an erbium laser in it, which goes deep and sort of treats the stuff that hasn't surfaced yet. So you're getting a 2-for-1. It is about a week of downtime, so it's not your kind of frou-frou facial type of thing. It really is, a serious laser. So you do get kind of like, you look like you have a sunburn a little bit for about a week, but then when it sloughs off, you've got tightening, you've got fine lines and wrinkles treated, pigmentation's been treated, and you just kind of get a glow afterwards. So that's sort of your halo, but you do need that week of downtime and away from the sun. So this time of year it's really popular because it is a little colder, it is a little bit cloudier outside.
Right.
So it's easy to stay out of the sun this time of year. And then with the Diva, which is on the same platform, that's basically Halo for the vagina.
Wow.
It's the same 2 lasers, basically coming out of a wand this time. I love it because it's got a disposable tip, which not all of the vaginal tightening devices have, which I think is kind of disgusting. But it's got the tip actually expands the vagina, so you're getting more of the vaginal wall treated, because the inside of the vagina isn't smooth. It's kind of like this. And so we need something to spread it out in order to be able to treat more of the vaginal wall. There's about 2 to 3 days of spotting. And no sex during that time, no tampons during that time. And really that's it. You do it a few times, 1 month apart. And really no downtime. Nobody's going to know you had it done. We do numb before we do the treatment, so it's very tolerable. Most people just talk through the whole thing. And then you've gotten decreased leakage, like if you've had a baby and before you go for a run or get on a trampoline, if you sort of pee on yourself a little bit, it treats that very effectively. It does give you more moisture. We've had some patients that are cancer survivors, and so they don't want to take hormone replacement once they go through menopause. This actually brings your moisture back, so sex will be a lot more comfortable. It's like, I've had this one woman, she said, "You saved my marriage," because it was so painful for her to have sex because she was a survivor and she didn't want to use any sort of estrogen products. So we've just had such great results and such thankful feedback from our patients. So if you have anything happening down there, ladies, great option, really low downtime, and changes lives.
Right. And this kind of conversation, I mean, should be had without feeling embarrassed, right, or ashamed, because it's for our health, it's for our well-being, it's for even for our marital health, right? So do you kind of see a new trend of people being a little more open about these kinds of subjects, vaginal tightening, leakage, etc.?
I think it's definitely more acceptable now. And the way I sort of, I put up a billboard, a huge billboard that said vaginal rejuvenation, and Kate Beckinsale shared it on her Instagram. It was hilarious. But, I always say, like, we've been talking about erectile dysfunction for years.
Right.
We've been talking about Viagra for years. What about us? You go through all these changes of life and everybody's like, oh, that's normal, that's normal. Well, no. I want to age well on the outside and I want to age well on the inside too. And so we're really trying to improve quality of life in many different ways. And that's what plastic surgery is all about.
Well, thank you so much
Thank
for this
you.
interview. It's amazing. I admire you so much from afar, from the Instagram world, because you've done so much. And, thank you so much again. And remember, if it's trending, we're talking. That was so much fun.
And if you want to know a little bit more about the Diva procedure, reach out to Dr. Sheila Nazarian in Beverly Hills.
That's right. We'll be right back. We are back at the Trend Talk, and I want to send a special Trend Talk trendsetter shout out to Gabriela Morales from Sumi Cotton.
And we want to thank our guest, Andrea Nevedo and Dr. Sheila Nazarian, for joining us and sharing a bit of their world with us.
That's right. And if you want to share your world with us, reach out to us on social media. We want to hear from you at the Trend Talk Show. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of it, right?
Right, because remember,
If it's trending, we're talking.